Good morning, everyone. I am Jordan, and this is Mo, and this is the You Are Beautiful podcast. We're just going to wait for Mo to get set up here. Here he is.
What's up, guys? Hello. So, welcome to our podcast. I'm gonna start every episode by saying this. This is a disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's not educational. I'm a comedian, and these are all jokes. Some people have different sense of humor. Some people find this shit funny. So that's all it is. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving anybody any advice on how to change their diet, nutrition, lifestyle. This is just entertainment. It's just a joke. Everything that's coming out of my mouth is not a factual thing. It's a joke. So, yeah, welcome to our episode. And I want to tell you guys that fuck doctors. Doctors are wrong about everything. Doctors are basically drug dealers. So, this is how drug dealers work. First, they give you free drugs, right? You're like, hey, try a little bump of cocaine, try a little bit of weed. Then you get hooked on it, right? And then once you get hooked on it, you have to buy that shit. So you make drug dealers money. Doctors, again, this is a joke. Some people might find it funny. This is how they operate. So they start by giving you bad information on how you should eat, what you should eat, how you should train, all that stuff, nutrition, lifestyle, what they have on how many vegetables you should eat, what food groups you should eat, and what quantity. They give you wrong information. And when you get sick, they make money off of selling you drugs. So they can't just give you the antidepressants right now. They can't give you the blood pressure medicine. They can't sell you the Viagra. They can't sell you shit if you're feeling good. So first they have to make you sick. So you're not going to make yourself sick by choice. So first they're going to put out bad information based on diet, nutrition, and all that stuff. Then you're going to get sick. And then they will be able to sell you the antidepressants, the dick pills, and all that stuff. Hope you found this funny, but that's what I think
All right.
flows.
What a great introduction.
That was my punchline.
That was your punchline.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is this what we're talking about today?
No, we were going to talk about... So we did the first 3 episodes about what our goal is, right? We want people to focus on being healthier,
Yes.
right? Longevity and all that stuff, not worry about looks.
Correct.
Then the next couple of episodes, we talk about how when you were focused on just looking a certain way, after putting in years and years, we went into details in the 3rd episode. Once you put in all that time to just change your looks, you weren't happier, and none of the markers, which are your test levels, your metabolism. So basically, after doing all that work just to change the way you look, you weren't happier, your metabolism was lower, you're still stressed out about what you're eating. And then we so basically we compared what you were doing to what you are doing right now. And we didn't compare that, we compared how you felt. So when you are only focused on the way you look and dropping weight and fitting into a pant size, mentally you were stressed out. You might have higher levels of anxiety, depression. Would you say?
Yes.
Yes. And then you were still worried about what you were eating. And if you had a cheat meal, your body would blow up.
Correct.
Like you would gain a lot of weight. So then we went over and compared to how you're feeling right now. And during that episode, we mentioned that the night before, you ate half a Reuben sandwich at midnight, right? And chicken wings and fries. Now, I'm not recommending you guys do that all the time. I barely ever cheat. But what I'm wanted to point out that I saw a person, specifically a female, who's relaxed, who's happy, who's not worried about cheating a little bit here and there, and she didn't wake up the next morning feeling terribly guilty. I mean, everyone feels a little guilty, but she wasn't fucking obsessive over it. Her body didn't change. She's not worried about, oh, I'm going to get 5-10 pounds because of it. And if she misses a workout here and there, it's not a big deal. Your body is still going forward. And she's taken a week, 2 weeks off, had a flexible diet, drank alcohol here and there, and the body did not go straight back into looking soft and flabby. So, to compare the first two things, she's happier now, her metabolism is faster. If she eats a cheat meal, it doesn't show on the body that much. She's more relaxed, and yeah, just all around healthier. So now, if you want to really look at the body too, we compared the two pictures, and she looks fucking amazing. I mean, you feel better too.
Totally.
So we're gonna go over how Jordan compared to the first stuff that she was doing, low intensity cardio, lighter weights, less calories, and burning more. Her metabolism was slower. Her body didn't look as good as it looks right now. Mentally, she's feeling better, and she can get away with eating a lot of food and not stressing out about it. Like just yesterday alone, I made a comment that this motherfucker eats exactly as much as me, and I'm 170 pounds of power and precision. So we will. So today, what I want to do is go over what we did to bring you from point A to point B.
Okay.
Right? So just do a quick recap of what you did, how much weight you lost, and what you were eating.
Okay. Quick recap through the beginning of my diet journey, my weight loss journey. I did a carb cycling program. I was eating clean. I was eating vegetables and protein, some grains. I lost about 35 pounds on that diet. Then I switched to Weight Watchers, and I lost 40 pounds. And what were your other questions? How was I feeling?
Yeah. So my question was, I also asked what was your diet like? So when you said Weight Watchers, so basically just to
Okay.
make it clear, you were just eating a very low calorie diet. You basically the way Weight Watchers works is you eat less than you're burning off, and your weight goes down.
Yeah.
That's basically most fucking training programs. They're still just the whole idea is you're eating less calories and you're burning more. Now you can do it with CrossFit, you can do it with F45, you can start running and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, that entire fucking concept of dropping weights and getting tighter, losing body fat, it all works with just eating less food and burning more calories.
Got it.
Yep. So yeah, so you basically did a calorie deficit. If you had eaten that Reuben sandwich and burger meal, then how would your body respond?
I'd wake up the next day feeling horrible physically and mentally, and I would gain probably 5 pounds overnight.
All right, so you have one cheat meal, your body changes.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you missed a workout?
Back then.
Uh-huh.
I would feel guilty.
I don't have an answer.
I know, I'm
like you
trying
can
to
you be
think about
honest.
that.
Maybe you didn't give a fuck.
I didn't care as much about the working out because it wasn't something that I had gotten a good grasp on yet. So I was more diet focused at that time.
That's actually a good point. So, and body wise, were you jamming? Were you like feeling sexy as fuck? You're like, fuck yes, I am that bitch. I'm gonna look fucking amazing. I'm not stressed out about the way I look anymore. If I have to go to a party, hell yeah, I'll wear whatever the fuck I want. Oh, pool day, I can't wait to go to the pool because I'm gonna look fucking amazing.
No, I didn't feel like that yet.
Do you feel like that now?
I feel like that now.
Like 100% jam. Are you ever stressed out?
You know, I'm not going to say 100% because I still strive to be better, but it's definitely 100%, not 100%. I just said I'm not saying 100%. It's a lot better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you were stressing out about going to this stupid bachelorette party a few months ago. And then you're like, oh, I got to cut this, or this is coming up. I got to wear a bathing suit, blah, blah, blah. And I remember it. You were stressed out going in there. And I wasn't even fucking worried because, A, I know that my training program's the shit. Nobody can match it. No matter what those girls are doing, they weren't doing it this good. And you're like, and I knew for a fact that it's going to blow your mind. And tell me about it. Was it as awesome as I said? Did you was it unexpected? Were you surprised? Like, tell me about that experience. So this is after like 6 months of training.
Yeah.
You're still like, I mean, because your body is changing every day, so you don't see the results. You're looking always looking better than you actually think you are, and it wasn't until there that you actually had something to relate it to. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there were people there that I hadn't seen in years. So they were making a big deal about how I look now, congratulating me. But it did kind of, I feel like, bring out a little bit of insecurities in some other people as well. Maybe just like mirroring themselves off of what, my achievements. So that was a little bit challenging, but overall, I felt good in my bathing suit, and I try to just ignore, any like negative feelings about looking better, which is an interesting thing to think about. Like, here I am doing all this work. I should be feeling really good, but I still there's something inside of me that like feels bad if I'm making somebody insecure because of what I'm doing.
I've thought about that too, and that's another topic of discussion. But
Yeah.
that's just fucking internalizing other people's fucking negativity. Actually, I mean, that's it's not a different. It's very well related to this fucking "you are beautiful" thing, because seriously, that whole idea of "I'm not good enough." It's internalized from an outside source. When we start looking at, and we've done 3 episodes on this, where does this idea of like, oh, I want to get smaller, I want to look skinny, I want to change my nose, I want bigger tits, it just comes from fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
Other people, like, first of all, Instagram's just a bunch of bullshit, and they want to sell you this shit, so they keep showing you these fucking models that now they look this way, now they have a big butt, now they're skinny, now the big butt has to be look like a fucking balloon, now the nose has to look this way. So you could be perfectly fucking fine on your thing, and then you see this Instagram post and somebody else's belief systems because they feel insecure looking like a certain way. You're like, oh, maybe, like, bro, if nobody gave a fuck about being bald, no one, like, men wouldn't care. Oh my god, I'm losing my hair. It just fucking happens. Now they have a big deal about it. I'm like, oh my god, this shit. Like, dude, I'm perfectly fine with this. Every fucking 5 minutes, Instagram is sending me something. Oh, you can put this shit on your hair. You can get a transplant and fucking these pills and that pills. And I'm like, I understand how there are a bunch of men out there who will look at that and are like, fuck, I'm bald,
Yeah.
So after you do all this fucking shit about making yourself feel better and this and that, and you're looking good, now you have to care about some other dickhead's feelings. Bro, like, if anything, if they're feeling bad like that, yeah, that's their conscience telling them that need to make a change. That's what it is. So I mean, and I used to feel like that too. Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna look like an asshole taking my shirt off in front of these fatties. I'm like, first I used to feel insecure because I was fat and I didn't want to take my shirt off, and now fucking I don't want to take my shirt off because I'm too jacked. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
So I honestly think, like, and I'm not telling you what to do, but that shit just, we gotta let that stuff go.
Right.
You put in. I mean, you can give me enough money to buy a fucking Mercedes a month. You could have done that. You can get your nails done. You can like, if you quit for 3 months, you'll have that nice little Gucci purse. All that stuff. You can go on vacation. You're sacrificing all that stuff. Dude, you do want to get drunk, but you're not doing it. You do want to eat those sweets, and you're not doing it. That's painful. Do those people come to you like, oh, Jordan, oh my God, are you feeling okay? I feel so bad that you're miserable and you're not eating these cookies like I'm eating. Oh, I feel so bad for you. Like, do you expect them to give a shit? Because, dude, when you're sitting at home and everyone's on the happy hour and you want to go join them, maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but you are giving up a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, it's 9:15. You could be sleeping right now, but you're here. So you had to actually give up a lot of things. That feeling that they're getting of insecurity after they see you, You feel some sort of negative feeling when you're giving up shit. When I'm yelling at you to push through 3 more reps. When I'm asking you, you need to stop drinking alcohol, cut out sugar, giving you shit about what you're putting in this coffee. All that stuff is stressful. So you went through stress.
Yeah.
All that stress to feel good.
Yes.
They're just going through this one stress because they're not doing anything else. Right? Now, again, back to how you're feeling. Food-wise, you spend that time with at the bachelorette party.
Yes.
Compare your food. Now, I haven't asked you any of these questions, so I'm not, just so you, our viewers know, I'm not like leading her into saying stuff that'll just agree with my point.
Yeah, we totally wing these.
Yeah,
So, like,
so this is the
it's
first time.
very organic.
Yeah. Organic.
It's very organic.
This is the only time you should give a shit about organic. Um, so, remember, these are all jokes. So compare your food intake, just everything you remember, your food intake versus everybody else who wasn't jacked like you.
At the Bachelorette?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I
More.
would say we all ate everything.
So it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
So we had all.
Because I wasn't paying attention to a diet. That was a special occasion. I was like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to, enjoy my time. I've earned it,
Okay, so you're basically eating as much as all of them.
Yeah.
So check this out,
If
guys.
not more, actually. There was one point where I just kept going into the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I was really going for. Like, but I knew you would eat more. But let's say, just for argument's sake, even if it's the same, right? So my client, after years and years of stressing out about what she looked like, what she's eating, and we have a whole episode on this, and she went over that even after she lost that weight, she's like, she was really stressed out that I just don't want it to go back up. So
Yeah.
you gained about how many pounds during COVID?
15.
15, and that's when you freaked out and like came and saw me, right? So even back then, even after losing that weight, she's always stressed out. Oh man, I can't eat this, and that because the weight will come back up. I remember guaranteeing you that once you drop the body fat with me, it's impossible for it to go up. Like, you would have to really fuck off for 3 months and start drinking, doing drugs. Like, you would have to really try really, really hard for it to go up. Right? So I've seen this, like, even comparing you to like a lot of, and I know fitness professionals like that who are actually coaches. And you as well, you said that in the podcast, even after losing all that weight, you're like stressed out. Oh God, it might come back.
Yeah.
You knew for a fact going into that party that you can do whatever the fuck you want. It will not fucking go back. It will take you months and months for it to start going back. And that's the key I want to point out. The stress is gone.
Yeah.
Like, this constant giving a fuck. Like, you have no idea how many calories we ate yesterday, right? And we had fucking...
No idea.
What else were we eating? We were eating nuts and honey and stuff like that. I have no idea what's in there. She asked me, she adds some sugar or some shit here and there. But she's like, do you want this and that? I'm like, dude, just make me the same fucking thing. I know she's not drinking complete fucking poison. Like,
No.
if this was like fucking 50 grams of sugar, I wouldn't do it. But for the most part, we're not stressed out.
I don't think there's hardly any sugar in there.
Yeah. So...
But still, yes,
Yeah.
I'm not stressed about having a venti cold brew with this salted cold foam in it.
Mm-hmm.
Back then I would have been paranoid about the cream in here
Yeah.
and the fat content of it.
Mhm.
But now I realize that fat is not bad for me.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
It is essential. It's good for your brain.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
Really, our brain is made up of like 40% fat or something crazy.
Even more. Yeah, dude, look, you're a protein and fat-based organism, right?
Yeah.
That's what you put in your body. You're not made out of cellulose. Okay, what about what about cows? What about cows? How do they build all that muscle without eating protein? They have 4 fucking stomachs.
Oh, I didn't know cows have 4
They ate
stomachs.
pounds and pounds and pounds of fucking grass, and your body is able to assimilate it because it goes through 4 different fucking stomachs to digest that thing. all carnivores have one stomach. I have one stomach. What about gorillas? They eat 30 to 60 fucking pounds or some shit of grass. That'll rip your insides out. And have you seen a gorilla? Their bellies, they're always protruding. The
Yeah.
reason why they have a longer, like smaller intestine or larger, I think it's smaller, whatever. One of them is true. And they just keep eating like leaves or whatever the fuck they eat all day, to the point where the gut is busting out and their body is able to digest that. You eat a tenth of that and your insides will rip out. So, why did I start this shit?
I don't know. We're talking about,
Carnivores and all that stuff.
yeah, fat content. Our body.
Yes. So yeah, I'm not even high yet. So yeah, dude, your body is supposed to only synthesize protein and fat, and we are genetically closest to carnivores because we have one stomach. And I was just refuting that argument about how, oh, cows are protein and fat based and they grow and all that stuff. It's just they have a different digestive system. We just can't digest that stuff. So now that people are scratching their heads and they're like, okay, how did we do it? How do we go from skinny fat to jacked and lean, from being stressed out about everything you're eating to not being stressed out, from eating just a one cheat meal and your body blowing up, to eating 5 cheat meals and your body not responding or gaining body fat and looking exactly the same? How did we do that? So right now, you're bigger, you are tighter, right? Your arms are tighter. When you were at a lighter weight, you were softer,
Yes.
right? So, and your metabolism is higher. So you can eat more food without turning it into body fat.
Yes.
So, everybody knows that one asshole who can eat whatever they want. They don't really stress about working out. They work out here and there, but they're leaner than you and they're in better shape. So you're like, oh man, some people are just like that. They can just eat whatever they want. They have a higher metabolism, genetics, whatever. So you can change that. So I figured out a way from taking this one person who just gets fat and gains body fat no matter what, even if they're not eating that bad of a diet, to this one person who can eat whatever they want. Now, obviously, when you become that person, you don't want to eat whatever that you want. You want to see what your actual 100% is. Like, for example, I can eat cheeseburgers 3 times a day and have 2 or 3 beers every single day and still look leanish. You can still see a little bit of my abs, like the top 2. But I want to see what my 100% is,
Yeah.
right? So how did we go from point A to point B? So let's compare the 2 cars, right? The 2 bodies. Your first body, you were lighter, right? You had less strength
Yep.
and you had a lower metabolism,
Yes.
right? So, bro, I hate using the Prius example. Is there any other shitty car? Like, let's just go Prius, right? Lots of miles per gallon, no power, right? So it can go a long time on a little bit of gas. It doesn't have a lot of power, right? And now you compare it to, which one would I want to do? Dude, let's do the Rolls Royce Wraith.
Okay.
It's 650 horses, supercharged, heavy as fuck, right? Probably gives like 10 miles per gallon. So you put in like $100 on the gas, the car will piss it away. And goes fast as fuck. Heavy. Big car. Big engine. Heavy, but faster. It just needs more gas, right? So we want to turn the Prius into that big car, right? So let's look at low intensity cardio. You were doing workouts that were mostly body weight and all that stuff. There's not a lot of mechanical tension. So when you're doing something that does not require a lot of weight, a lot of intensity means how hard of a workout you're doing, and volume means how long of a workout, right? So let's say body weight squats. If you do 50 squats, anybody can do 50 squats. It'll just take a little bit longer. She can do 50 body weight squats. I can do 50 body weight squats. So, and it's let's even if we say 100, it's just a long volume. It's going to take a long time. Now, if I put 200 pounds on the bar and do a hard set of 10 to 15, right? 10 to 15, and I just smoke myself. So that's intense. That's really hard. So let's compare. Let's say, I mean, for argument's sake, right?
Okay.
Right now, you're the Prius, and I'm the Rolls Royce Wraith, right? So let you take a Prius, and you take a Rolls Royce Wraith, and you have to cover 100 miles at 20 miles an hour, right? Both cars can do that. So let's compare that drive to an exercise. We have to do 100 squats, and we do one squats every couple of seconds. You can do 100 squats, one squat every few seconds. You're not going to burn out. I'll do it too. No problem, right? That's going 100 miles at 20 miles an hour. The Prius does the same job. The Rolls Royce does the same job. Now let's go on a fucking sprint. Racetrack, 1 mile sprint. The the Rolls Royce is gonna fucking win the race before the fucking Prius even pushes the start button. Like, it's fucking gone. Okay. Oh, what if both of the cars push the start button at the same time, and then both the cars are starting too? Like, don't you like start the car before the race? Okay, both cars are started. The Rolls Royce still fucking wins. All right. So, compared that to an activity, let's say 200 pounds on the bar, squatted 15 times. Rolls Royce Wraith, Prius. You can do it one time. I can do it 15, 20. I've actually done it 37 times. Right? So, power and speed. Now, the other thing is, you put $100 of gas in the Prius, and you put $100 of gas in the Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce is going to piss it away in 5 minutes. The fucking Prius is going to go on forever. Right? So, what we're doing is we want more power, more strength. We don't worry about the weight, because with more power and more strength and more speed, the engine's going to be heavier. And we want to make sure that the engine is burning the fuel faster, less miles per gallon. All right? So let's compare the two activities. Low intensity cardio, just body weight squats, or getting on the elliptical, right? Your physique versus my physique, right? So if we get on the elliptical, again, both of us can perform that task, but it is actually easier for you and it's harder for me. So if we go on, let's say you get on the Stairmaster and I get on the Stairmaster, and we go on forever without eating, right? So who do you think is going to die first?
I know the answer.
Yeah, just say it, and it's whatever. They don't know.
You.
I'm going to die first. So, am I fitter than you?
Yes.
Am I stronger than you?
Absolutely.
All right. Health-wise, we can compare the markers and blood levels. But let's just say I'm healthier than you, right? Bigger, stronger, faster, in better shape, right? But you're saying that you and I go on the elliptical, and we go on forever. I'm going to die first. How does that make sense? Please explain.
Because I have more fat on my body.
And and that's what you're using for energy when you're doing low intensity cardio. Okay, so you're gonna last longer because you have more body fat. My body pisses through the body fat really a lot faster. Good. Why else?
I don't know.
The miles per gallon, right? My car burns energy faster, right? For 100 calories of fuel, you can go on longer. For 100 calories of fuel, I can piss away through those. Why? Also because I have bigger muscles. Every time I take a step, my big old hamstrings, glutes, are burning a lot more calories than you. And then my arms are heavy. There's no reason for my body to have that heavy of arms if that's the only exercise I'm doing. So when you start adding that to your regimen, something that does not put a lot of weight on your body, it's just body weight stuff. Those are tasks that both the Prius and the Rolls Royce can accomplish. That's the elliptical. They can't see that shit. We have step machines over there. So the step machine, both her and I can perform exactly the same for a long period of time. So the body is going to design itself into something that's really, really good at performing that task, right? So here's how the body works. So your body could be a Prius or a Rolls Royce. But here's the thing, the body has the unique ability to go from a Prius to a Rolls Royce or a Rolls Royce to a Prius based on what you're actually using it for. So if you have a Prius and you start using Prius for Rolls Royce activities, your body is like, if I keep using the Prius and keep hitting it hard, really fucking revving the engine, taking it up to 7,000 RPMs. I don't know how many RPMs the fucking Prius goes to. The body is gonna say eventually a car is gonna break down and something bad's gonna happen. So I'm gonna start making adjustments to turn that Prius into a Rolls Royce. Now, if you start taking the Rolls Royce into Prius activities, long fucking drives, you're burning a lot of fuel.
Down.
So it will break down. And if you don't put in enough fuel, let's say you go on a let's say you're going on a 10, 15-hour drive, right? And there's no gas stations, it's going to stop. So if you start using that car for those activities, your body knows better. So it's going to start turning that Rolls Royce into a Prius that gives more miles per gallon. So if I start doing the activities that you were doing, like the elliptical, so it is if I do it on a regular basis, elliptical, body weight, squats, and all that stuff, my body is like, why am I designed like a Rolls Royce and I'm just doing these Prius activities? I don't need all this muscle to do low intensity cardio. I don't need all this muscle to just do a few push-ups and pull-ups and air squats round and round in a circle, right? I'm burning too many calories carrying all this muscle that I don't even need, right? Plus, this person is eating less food and I'm burning more calories, right? This guy is going to burn through all these calories and die. So I need to get better at performing this activity. So all this shoulder muscle, back muscle, big old muscle in the legs and glutes, I don't need it. So eventually I'm going to start getting rid of it. Also, because this person is eating less food and burning more calories, I have to figure out a way to go on longer with lower calories. So I'll start dropping the metabolism, right? The other thing I'm going to do is that, hey, I don't have to carry all this muscle for this low intensity, like that's to perform in this activity that's not very intense, that does not require a lot of power, a lot of speed, a lot of weight to be lifted. So I don't need all this muscle. So I'm going to lower my testosterone levels, lower my AGH, and raise my estrogen. And those three things combined will tell your body, for every calorie that you're consuming, we are more prone to storing it as fat, because that's going to fuel us for these long, easy workouts. And we are less prone to turn it into muscle because we don't need a lot of muscle for this. So every time you're eating less food and you're trying to burn more calories without putting too much weight on the body, you're turning your car from a Rolls Royce to a Prius. So, for example, when you started a little bit heavier set, right? Mm-hmm. You started losing weight by eating less food and doing those activities, body weight, squats, and stuff like that, maybe some cardio. So what your body is now receiving, the signal it's receiving, you don't have a conversation with your body saying that, hey, I'm just going to fucking stop doing this after I look a certain way. Your body just takes it as you're eating less food and you're burning more calories and you're going to do this forever. So imagine putting $100 worth of gas in your Rolls Royce and you're just going to drive it forever. Mm-hmm. So that's what your body thinks. You're taking your car on a journey and you're going to keep going and keep putting in less food. So your body doesn't want to die. So it's going to try to figure out a way to operate on just that $100 worth of fuel you've given it and go on forever. So slowly, it's going to lower its metabolism. lower its testosterone levels, HGH, and raise the estrogen level. Eventually, for every 10 pounds of muscle that you lost, your body was losing more muscle than fat. So you were getting smaller, but did you get tighter?
No.
No. So you know when you were a chunky butt, you lost like 35, 40, 50 pounds total? How much?
Like 70.
70 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I could have literally gotten you tighter and harder and denser in just 20. You would be tighter than this because we would have just kept all the muscle. So this is how it works. So let me show you this. So let's just draw a body. So let's say this is the body. So I'm sure you guys can see this. So let's say this is just a little rock.
Lift it a little higher to
Yeah.
be safe.
I can see it. So this little thing is your body, right? So let's look. Flex your arm. So look, the middle part, there's muscle. Oh, Jesus Christ. So this is muscle, right? There's muscle in the middle. And then there's a little bit of fat right here on the outside, right? This is fat. So you just have to decrease the distance. This is your skin on the outside, right? Your skin, layer of fat, muscle. All you want to focus on is decreasing this distance. Now, when you start doing cardio and you start dropping weight, you just focus on dropping weight. What's happening is the muscle is going inside and the fat is going inside too, right? So raise your arm again. So this is what So this is what happens. If she starts doing a low-calorie diet and starts doing a bunch of cardio, so the arm will get smaller, but this thing is burning calories. So the muscle gets smaller and the fat gets smaller too. So the arm might shrink, but the softness that you're seeing, it might increase.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened
When
to
you
me.
came in, you were still soft.
So soft.
Yeah. So now we have to figure out, look, if you do a low-intensity activity, your body's going to go from a Rolls Royce to a Prius. Let's just turn this bitch upside down. This is what we did. So when she came in, I actually told you this. Don't change your diet for 2 weeks. Don't do anything. Because, and here's the thing that I want to focus on. It's never been about diet. It's always been about your lifestyle. So, yes, diet is important. Yes, nutrition is important. Yes, you got to eat proper nutrition and all that stuff. And we'll go over all that stuff too. But the number one thing is your lifestyle. So a construction worker always looks like a construction worker, no matter what they eat. A marathon runner will always, there are multiple marathon runners, they're vegans, they have a high protein diet, blah, blah. They're all kind of sort of look the same. MMA fighters, they have different diets. Now, you will see a little bit of change versus a vegan, a vegan or a vegetarian versus somebody who's eating a lot of protein. And I don't want to get into the little arguments, but for the most part, they're all going to look the same. You know, basketball players are going to be small and lanky. Power lifters are going to be big and strong. So it's your activity. So if you keep people on the exact same diet, and you add a workout program that actually fucking works, your body has to respond to it, right? So when she came in, I wanted to keep the diet exactly the same. Even if it was garbage, I want to keep it like that. Because if you change two variables at the same time and you get a result, you don't know which variable is actually affecting the result.
Yeah. That
And
makes
to
sense.
what extent, right? So what we did not do cardio. We're like, so this is what we see. Instead of looking at what workout needs to change the body a certain way, which obviously doesn't work because she thought that if I do a little bit of jumping jacks or if I do low intensity cardio, my body will get tighter. That's what they think. No, You have to look at things the complete opposite way. Look at a task at hand and be like, what kind of physique is going to be really, really good at performing that task? All right. So just look at a squat. The more muscle you have, you will always be better at a squat. All right.
Yeah.
The more muscle I have doing low intensity stuff like body weight push ups, squats, like body weight squats, running, getting on the elliptical or the stairmaster, my body is like the more muscle I have, the harder it is. I don't need that much leg muscle to walk up the stairs. I don't need this big of a chest to do a push up. Skinny motherfuckers can do a bunch of push ups too. Why do I need this much chest? So every time I perform those exercises, my body is like, I'm better off having less muscle. Then I do a low intensity cardio, and my body's like, I'm better off having more body fat because that's what this person is using for long hours.
Wow.
Now, going back to a squat, if you have more muscle, the squat is easier, right? If I have a heavy bench press, if I have more muscle, if I'm doing a heavy bench press, the bench press is easier. Now, if you're doing a squat, if you have less body fat on you, because now when you're doing a squat, because it's an intense exercise, you're not burning fat for energy. You're not utilizing fat. What you're utilizing is a few hundred calories of carbohydrates that are stored in your body. So the way carbohydrates, so your body does not only stores fat, it stores carbohydrates. Fat takes a long time to digest. That's why when you're doing cardio and slowly using the fuel, your body can metabolize fat and give it to you. But when you're squatting and you're doing an intense exercise or you're lifting heavy weight for a few reps, 6 to 12, you need energy really, really fast because your body's producing a lot of force. And that will come from carbohydrates, which are stored as glycogen. So glycogen is the carbohydrate stored inside the body. It's a few hundred calories underneath the muscle and inside the liver. So your body is to perform these activities, which are brutal and going on regularly, which is what I'm concerned with because this guy is not doing any cardio. I just need to adapt to these activities. They only require carbohydrates. And I'm always going to have enough carbohydrates in my system. Your body will always replenish those. Otherwise, you die. To perform those activities. Right? So your body has no reason to carry body fat. Plus, every pound of body fat that you actually have will make that squat harder,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So so now what will the body do? It needs to adapt to the heavy squat, the heavy deadlift, shoulder presses, and all that stuff. So it's the first time when you were taking the Bugatti and treating it like a Prius, your body's like, hey, I'm gonna run out of fuel, so I gotta make sure I can go long hours on low fuel. Right? So I'm going to drop the metabolism. I'm going to lower the testosterone, HGH, and raise the estrogen. So those three things are going to tell you I want more fat and less muscle. When you go to a squat, it's an intense squat, and every week we're performing that. And your body is like, this is going to go on forever. Not only is it going on forever, this pain is going to increase. So I don't want my ligaments, connective tissue, my joints, my muscles to tear and break down. So what I'm doing is I'm using my Prius and revving the fuck out of it, using it like did I say Bugatti? No,
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce Phantom. Wraith.
Yeah.
The Wraith. That's the big
I
boy
don't know
shit.
what any of these look like, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna buy one next year, and then you know.
Okay.
So your body has to start performing like a Rolls Royce. It needs a bigger engine. I mean, it should be able to handle more wear and tear. So the parts, the engine, the knees, the joints, the bone density, the braking system, all that has to be robust. So your body has to turn that more robust. It has to turn the engine to a big engine. It has to be able to burn those calories faster so it can use them to recover from the workout. So your body doesn't want less calories. Your body wants more calories. Why? Because in order to perform those high intensity exercises and recover from them, your body is going to need more food, because the more food is going to turn into more muscle and a bigger engine so it can lift more weight and go faster. Right? So now what your body is going to do with the hormones, it's going to raise the testosterone levels. It's going to raise the AGH levels and lower the estrogen levels. Testosterone, this is what happens. Your body produces more testosterone. It goes inside the cell. It binds to the androgen receptor. And now it's telling the androgen receptor to build more muscle tissue. So for every calorie that comes in, we want more muscle. Raising the AGH levels, what it does is it tells your body to metabolize more fat for energy. So every time you do a heavy set, every time you get a little scared, every time you get a little excited, your body spits out high amounts of growth hormone. This is a defense mechanism through evolution that's been designed in us. Why? Because as cavemen, we would have to hunt and kill, right? We don't open up a fucking fridge and fucking have a cheeseburger in there or steak or whatever. So imagine you go hunt and kill an animal, eat everything. I mean, you don't have a fridge, and now you stop, you're done, you can't store the meat. Now you have to go hunting again. Now it takes a long time. You're going out there, you're out there in the fucking cold, you're out there running from predators, trying to catch food and hunt and all that stuff. So you're scared, and you need high amounts of energy without actually eating. So what your body does in those scary situations, it raises growth hormone, and that growth hormone is gonna start metabolizing fat for energy faster, so you have those energy levels when you're actually out hunting. So every time you lift heavy weights, your body will actually shoot up AGH, and your body will metabolize more fat for energy. So now, as you keep squatting, as you start increasing mechanical tension, lifting heavier and heavier and heavier safely, your body is like, hey, I'm not going long distances. I'm not, this person is not giving me less food. What he's giving me, he or she is giving me just enough food. What I need to do, the only thing I'm concerned about is I get better at squatting. I get better at lifting weights, right? So the lower estrogen and the higher testosterone does the exact same thing. For all the calories that are coming in, you're going to be more prone to build muscle. And your metabolism goes up too. So now, by only focusing, when we were working out, we did no cardio.
Right.
We only lifted weights.
Yep.
And we told your body, your only goal is to be bigger and stronger. You're not going to die from starvation. You're going to die because something bad's going to happen, because you're lifting heavier weights and it's going to keep increasing. So in the first race, when your metabolism was lowering, your metabolism is actually going up, right?
Yeah.
Now you're in the first, now every few weeks that you spend with me, you can eat more food and not turn it into body fat, right? Next, your test levels are higher, your estrogen are lower, and AGH is lower. And that's permanent. Even if you stop working out, it's going to take your body a month or so to realize that stimulus is gone.
Okay.
So now, when you're doing your own shit, every pounds that you lose, every few pounds that you lose, you're getting smaller and softer, lower metabolism. With me, every few weeks, I'm not going to talk about the pounds right now, but you have more muscle, you're tighter, your metabolism is faster, and your body is increasing its bone density. So now you're turning into a Rolls Royce. Now let me explain how this works on a diagram. So we'll make the same fucking little circle inside. Oh, shitty pen.
Sorry, I brought a not great pen.
And fat. So this is what happens. We'll actually increase the muscle from the inside. Not only the muscle increases, the fat drops. Right? So show me your arm again. So I'm trying to make this tighter. I don't give a fuck about how big the body looks. It's going to look beautiful. I don't care what the body looks like. I just want higher metabolism. I want this tighter. Right? So if I want this tighter, I'm not going to make this smaller and make this smaller. I'm just going to give your body a response to make this bigger. Now, let's say she doesn't get rid of any of this. If the muscle grows this big, it's going to be a tighter arm.
Yeah.
But in order to grow the muscle, it has to raise the testosterone levels. In order to grow the muscle, it has to lower the estrogen levels. In order to grow the muscle, it has to, you can stop doing that, but that's
Okay.
awesome. In order to grow the muscle, it has to raise the metabolism so the calories get metabolized faster and the muscle grows faster. So when the body raises test, raises HGH, lowers estrogen, raises metabolism to grow the muscle, all those things are working together to burn the fat. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now, about 3-4 months into it, she walks in looking fucking good. Jack City, tight, hard, butt's growing. Finally can squat some respectable weight. I can see her face. I mean, you don't look old or anything. It's just tighter, looks younger, it looks healthier. You're glowing, fucking walking around like a fucking man, you know? And you come in tight as hell, looking amazing. And I'm like, dude, you look good. And what the fuck did you tell me?
I said I gained 10 pounds.
No, she was like, oh my god, I gained 10 pounds.
Well, what had happened was I was
Oh.
wearing a shirt that used to fit me fine, and then all of a sudden it was really tight in my arms, and I started panicking like, oh my gosh, I must be packing on fat. I'm gaining weight. You know.
And you did.
I did gain weight, but it wasn't fat.
Yeah. And she did, like, the first thing she saw, like, right, oh my god, I gained fucking 10 pounds. And that was before the bachelorette party too. I'm like, just wait. And she's like, oh, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And then you took that picture. Even after those 10 pounds, I mean, maybe you had a little bit of doubt about what I was saying. And maybe I did too. And I hadn't even like seen your before picture. I hadn't seen your after picture. It wasn't until you went to that bachelorette party and you took a picture there that you were comfortable enough to send me the before picture
Yeah.
where you look like caca sauce.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still hard to look at that. It was hard to post it last week on my Instagram too.
15
that's
pounds
just-
heavier. 15 pounds. And you might have gained more. You know,
No.
I don't fucking get.
Well, now it's like, I don't know. My body feels optimized. Like when I hit, what was it? Maybe 8 to 10 months with you, I noticed a significant change in my body where that's when I really started seeing that if I do eat a little bit more, like it's not affecting me. And it just gave me so much peace of mind. I cannot even tell you. Just to know that I can go and enjoy my life on special occasions and things and, you know, eat a little bit more or have some, you know, things I shouldn't be eating. It's not going to screw up my years of hard work. That was huge. That's peace of mind. That's freedom.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want. I knew the body was going to change. I knew it was going to look good enough and all that stuff. And you're like, oh, my shoulders aren't big enough, my bucks. I don't care. I just wanted this. This is more valuable to me.
Yeah.
You're happier.
I went
You're
to that-
relaxed.
I went to that bachelorette party and I ate whatever I wanted. I didn't want to drink too much, so I was just like eating everything instead. And I'm like, well, I might gain a little bit, but that's okay. And by the end of that weekend, I didn't gain 1 pound. And I was like,
1 pound.
And I think I texted you and I was talking to you and I'm like, something has changed in my body. I was just like shocked because I was so used to like when I would slip up a little bit just to know, okay, well, I'm going to gain a little bit from this. I'm going to have to work really hard this next week to get it off. But that wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
So instead I didn't gain any, but then I still came in and worked hard the next week and then, you know, just make more and more and more progress.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. And that was amazing, you know, like you didn't stress out about it. You're like, hey, I'm just going to go back on the fucking gain strain
Yeah.
and keep working. It's just, dude, slow and steady, just fall.
Yeah.
Like this is sustainable, dude.
It is.
Your body's still changing. We haven't fucking. You just make little baby like changes here and there. Right? We cut down the alcohol. Now it's gone. I mean, here and there, we'll cheat a little bit. But for the most part, we're not counting calories every day. We're not fucking figuring out exactly what workout, how many cardio, and all that stuff. So to recap, bro, we turned a Prius into like a BMW M3. Now,
I'm not a Rolls Royce yet.
fuck no, dude, not yet. We got some time, but dude, they'll see it by the 50th episode, bro. You'll be like swole patrol, have a like big old fucking beard, neck tag, and all that shit.
A beard. Is that from the increase in testosterone?
Yeah, right. So yeah, dude, just grow the muscle from the inside. Look, don't do any cardio. Cardio is completely useless. You've never needed that. Just go and lift weights. Now, how do I lift weight? What's the program and all that? And we'll cover all of that. But for the one thing you got to focus on, don't eat less food. You should never be hungry. You shouldn't be starving.
Right.
Don't cut down calories. For the first thing you should do is, let's say you're eating just eat exactly the same what you're eating, right? I mean, obviously, if you're eating cookies and junk and all that stuff, just cut that bullshit out.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like fried food is bad. Have some chicken and rice and all that stuff. Just eat healthy-ish, whatever you know. I'll go into the details later. But start a strength and conditioning program. Just lifting weights. Don't do any of the F45 CrossFit bullshit and all that stuff. Let's see if we get flagged. They'll start bullshitting when I get really, really big, and I'll get lawyers at that point. Fuck all of you.
Oh my gosh.
But start a bodybuilding program. That's it. Leg extensions, all that shit that Arnold and all these people have been doing for a long time. Simple stuff. 2 to 4 days a week. Don't do any cardio. Just keep pushing as hard as you feel comfortable. Keep that form right. And see, don't look at the weighing scale. Because she gained 10 pounds. All right?
And it messed with my head because
Yeah. So
I'm brainwashed.
it just depends on how much muscle you got. If your body says that it's in its best, it's just gonna turn itself into that fucking Rolls Royce, just faster, stronger. The body is only concerned with adapting to the workouts and performing better in the workouts, right? So if you're carrying a lot of body fat and a lot of muscle already, and your body doesn't need a lot more muscle to perform, it's actually just needs to drop more body fat, right? Let's say you're at 25% body fat and you carry you're a big strong dude or a female, and you go start squatting. Your body's like, I have enough muscle to squat these weights, but that body fat is making me really heavy. So I'm going to focus on dropping that body fat more, right? So I was drinking a lot. Because of that, my diet was messed up and I was carrying a lot of body fat, right? So I got that in check. So I already carry a lot of muscle and just a little bit of body fat. So when I got my diet in check and got consistent with my training, my body's like, this guy is already carrying a lot of muscle. I don't need to build too much muscle to adapt to these workouts, but losing some body fat is going to help me out. So literally within 4 weeks, I dropped 10 pounds of body fat.
Dang.
Now, if I didn't carry this much muscle, my body will be like, all right, we got to focus on building some muscle too. So then I might have dropped 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Because
still a
muscle
win.
goes up and then the body fat goes down. So in your case, you had quite a lot of body fat. You had pretty much pissed away all your muscle. So your body's not concerned with your body fat. Your body's like, I'm weak as shit.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to concern about is make sure that my car can handle the speed and power. I want to bring up the bone density. I mean, you want stronger joints, healthier joints, higher metabolism. Once it started building enough muscle, now you're going to be at a fixed weight and the body fat is going to start dropping and maybe the scale is going to go down. But what if you fix your shit more, eat more red meat, and your body gains a lot of weight fast? Like, let's say you get to a point that in a month you gain 3 pounds of muscle but drop 1 pound of fat. Your body still looks tighter because as a percentage, your body fat went down.
Yeah.
But it's going to go up on the scale.
Yep.
So, long story short, don't do cardio. Do not eat less food than you're burning. Only focus on getting stronger. As long as you're getting stronger, everything is happening.
Yep.
Even if your diet's shit, if you're getting stronger, everything else, all those hormones, the metabolism is getting better. Once starts happening, make your diet less shit and you'll see more results. Right?
Yeah.
So we explain how to turn a Prius into a Rolls Royce. Like, do you want to recap? I think we did good, right?
Yeah, I think you explained that very well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Less cursing.
I learn a lot still. Even though I've heard this many times, I still like to hear it again and again because it's interesting. You know, it's nothing that I would have known before meeting you, and my everything that I had been taught was the complete opposite.
And yeah, and the thing, just to be clear with everybody, I did the same thing she did for 18 years. I've only been doing this methodology for a year and a half.
Wow.
Okay, about 7 years ago, there's one thing I was adamant about, that you have to cut down cardio. But now I know it for a fact. So if you guys have been doing stuff wrong and you're like, oh, most people say this, how is this idiot telling us to do the complete opposite? Dude, I've done the exact same thing. I know this is absurd, but I have females ranging from 19 to 47 years old. I have males ranging from like 21 to 50 years old. The strongest and most shredded dudes are like all in their 40s.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, dude, like, don't eat less food than you're burning and only focus on lifting weights.
Honestly, who wants to do cardio anyways?
Exactly, dude. It's miserable.
It's hard.
And you know what else? When you're doing cardio and you don't enjoy it, your cortisol levels are going up. And that's a stress hormone. You're better off doing something that's a little bit less effective and more enjoyable. That's something that's really effective and you're miserable doing it, because that stress hormone is terrible for body fat and your muscle mass.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing they're going to bitch about is that whole Prius and Rolls Royce comment. So you're at BMW M3. So let's give them an idea. Let's see the BMW M3. Now, tell me if this bitch is not a Rolls Royce Wraith. 650 horses, bitches. Bam! All right. That was good, right?
Yeah.
How do we end it? Oh, do that. Do the U.
You.
No, with the pointer.
Wait, we need to
Like you.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for watching.
All right. You know, yeah. Oh, you don't think I can do it myself? I'll do it myself.
No, we do
You
it at the end. R.
beautiful. Okay, let's thank them. Okay, thank them again.
Yes, yes. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. This is a very interesting point of view or proven method. And if you could comment if you learned anything, if what you liked, like our page, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. I'm at Cosmo Jordan. Mo is
at Grandmaster_Gains. And again, please comment, tell us what you liked, what you want more of, because I'm started this because I saw that there are a lot of people who want to make a change. They're dedicated like Jordan, and they're putting in time, effort, and money into changing their lifestyle, becoming happier and healthier. But the problem isn't that people don't want to do it, that people are lazy. The problem is there's bad information. And me personally, there's only a handful of clients that I can take personally. I'm one person, and it's very challenging for me to teach this to somebody else. So the whole goal of this is to bring someone like Jordan, who's more relatable to you guys than myself, and give as much information as possible, that even if you guys since you guys can't train with me, you can apply these concepts and go on a better route. Because I know a lot of people are spending money, they're paying trainers, they're buying programs, they're going to the gyms, and they're not seeing results. She was a person who did all that, and I genuinely care about that stuff, because I did all that stuff and it wasn't working, pissing away thousands of dollars, being miserable, not being happy. So the whole goal of this is to give you information that I've learned over the last 20 years that will improve your life, and I genuinely give a fuck.
I love that.
So please ask as much as you can. There's no actual specificity of what we're talking specifics of what we're talking about every podcast. We have kind of sort of an idea, but please ask us what you find helpful, all the questions that you want to ask Jordan. I know I'm like a bodybuilder male, tatted up, fucking taking testosterone and all that stuff. You might not relate with me, but this is a nice lady, normal human being, and she made changes in her life
Normal.
that made her happy. She's in a better mental state and all that stuff. Physically she looks amazing, and I'm really happy with her physique because I want that to represent my training program. So whatever we can offer you to improve your lives, feel free to ask us.
Yes, we're very open to answering all of your questions.
Was that good?
Yeah. So now you
Are
beautiful.
and sexy. Call me. No, I'm just
Oh my god.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye bye
thanks,
now.
everyone. Bye. Call me. You're a liar.